Hello, gamers. Hello, friends. It is... What episode is this? What episode is
11?
this?
11, I think?
11 total,
12.
yes. You're right. You're
11,
right.
yeah.
You get away with that one because you're technically right. Episode number 9. 9? Welcome to episode number 9 of the Fighter Academy podcast featuring Zaf, that fucking guy, whatever. Today we're going to be talking about a bunch of stuff, a bunch of topics, as you can see. A lot of it's going to be based off of CEO. I just came back from CEO 2025, which was hosted in the grand spectacle grounds of Orlando, Florida. Thank God I fucking hated Daytona, and I'm so happy that it's back in the...
I have a question.
Yeah.
So this venue, it looks so pretty and so nice. One of the key reasons why like a lot of my friends or people that I know that I would not name did not go to the other CEOs is because of the Daytona. And they told me about their experience, so that's why I didn't go to the CEOs on the Daytona. You know, obviously I've gone to so many CEOs. You know, so how's this one compared?
Oh, this shit is amazing.
It's nice.
It is the best CEO I've ever been to. The best. Even better than the ones that we used to go to in the Wyndham. Remember the one in Orlando? It's even better than that.
This was so much better. And I'm so happy for Jabali, brother. You know, I mean, he's been doing this like so long. You know.
Yeah. True.
And this for, and mind you, his events has always been like premium when it comes to like experience. You know, right?
Facts.
It's always been like amazing, right? Like all the time. You know, and the only gripe that people had was the Daytona shit. But like aside from that part, now he moved out of that, brother. Nobody can ever say it's always been like the combo breaker. The CEO was like the
top
kind of
two.
like for sure. Again,
Free.
Whatever order you want to do doesn't matter. But if you were to go to any other FGC tournament that's not Evos, you know, there's not Evo events. That's like the only two that I would like say that you should go. Like obviously, I guess like you can go to UFA too. In fact, you know that's a really good event as well. But yeah, aside from those, man, that I don't think that it doesn't come close, you know, like the experience that the player has from those events, you know. So I'm really happy for those guys.
Imagine. So listen. Okay, so watch. I'm gonna get into that in a second, but let's talk about the topics of the day. So we got CEO. All right, we're gonna talk about my experience there outside of the bracket, like away from the tournament, and talking down to like the venue, the location, everything. Okay, and then we're gonna go into my tournament experience. I'm not gonna get flamed as bad as last time, I promise. Casual sets that I had, and then we're gonna talk about the top 8, book of the week, Q&A, all that jazz. Okay, so let us begin. So CEO 2025 was by far my favorite tournament I've ever attended for 100 reasons. Okay, so the location, I'm all about warm weather. I'm an island boy. All right, I love warm weather. Okay, so that being in Florida was dope. You know, I could be out there in shorts and a t-shirt and I'm just vibing in some sandals, you know what I'm saying?
Yes, that was
the best.
Yes.
The best. Right? Okay. The location, all right, moving back from Daytona, which had nice weather, had beaches, all that jazz, cool, but the location was super whack just because of the community around it. I don't really have to say much about Daytona. If you watch NASCAR, you already know what type of people are usually around those parts. All right, so that was not the greatest experience, and the food was fucking trash in Daytona, in my opinion. Okay, so I didn't really care for Daytona. I've only went once, and that was I didn't really care for it, to be honest. All right, but this location was basically like smack dab in the middle of like Universal Studios, like that, the amusement parks. It's like, bro, it was insane. So if you get there early enough, you can just have a ball before the bracket, before the tournament. You could be having the time of your life, and then the tournament starts and it's another time of your life.
Yeah, that's really good.
It was so sick, bro. So sick. The hotel room.
Like,
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, you know, like when we go to tournaments, usually like I guess like my early stages before I was like, you know what? Oh my God, I'm so excited to go to this tournament because I get to do these things in that area, right? And treat it like a vacation, you know? But over time, like you, I don't think you went there for do anything vacation related.
No.
You don't. Yeah, because you've been doing it for so long.
Right.
So what I'm saying, like I got to the point where like I don't even think about the country or the state that I'm in. It just feels like a normal tournament at that point. Obviously, the tournament experience in the overall tournament matters and changes because of how nice the event is. But for me, like the vacation aspect of the tournament or traveling alone, traveling the traveling part of the tournament, like I was so like
Desensitized.
desensitized, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, from it already. Like I don't really enjoy the traveling part already. Like I are so excited. Oh my god, I get to travel the world. You know, because we've done that like then and back,
Yeah, true.
like for 15 years. So it's like I hate the travel part already. Like but it's like but it's a process that you kind of have to just do.
Mhm.
Yeah, but I'm so excited for the new fighting game, like players, like or like the people that's just gonna start traveling because they're gonna experience that all over, what we've experienced. So
Right.
I'm really happy for them because they experienced that. I always tell people that I talk to about, yo, champ, do you think I'm ready to go to this term? It's like, dude, you're always ready. You're fucking capable of fucking going there and doing some damage. You should
Mhm.
go and enjoy that experience because I keep telling people like when you go to the fighting game tournament, like and it's like I'm talking to like the people that have never gone to any like actual big event, right? When you guys go to a big event, well, you guys should take advantage of that because you guys can actually like make some new friends that shares the same passion as you.
Mhm.
Everybody that's there loves fighting games as much as you do.
Mhm.
And then you get to meet other players there that you can like network with, that you can now maybe play with after the event, right?
Mhm.
Online, because now you actually make friends with them and stuff.
Yep.
Yo, what's your CFN, brother? Maybe we should play some other time. They kind of like that. Hey, they say you win, you beat this person asks you, hey, what do you have your CFN with you or something? Do you know your name? Maybe I'll add you so maybe you can help me with the matchup. You can have that many conversation over and over again, and you kind of build that network, and that's how everybody started. When one of my first tournament was a West Coast War Zone,
Mhm.
and I got to meet Kino from SoCal,
Mhm.
all the
Balrog
Balrog
player.
player. Yeah, I met those guys, and then like we actually linked up, and then they became friends. Obviously, I already knew my cross already by then,
Mhm.
and then but like you expand that network, that in the FGC. So I think that's really good for anybody who's into fighting games,
I
to actually
agree.
go out there and experience that, for yourself. Even like traveling twice a year, guys, is worth it. Promise.
Mhm.
The amount of time you put in to the game, brother, it's worth to go there. Even if you lose in a tournament and get bodied, I promise you, you would level up. Because
100%.
like that experience from that event alone would give you that confidence. Like, bro, I've seen this shit live, brother. And then like you're not gonna get as nervous playing your online tournaments anymore because you actually been through the bigger ones.
Mhm.
Your matches are gonna be like, even though they say from your losses, that's like if you lose in a tournament early on, or they say you had a deep run in your bracket, whatever,
Mhm.
you were that loss, you would always remember that. And just by remembering that loss, how you lost in that one will make you better also as well. So yeah, you guys should go travel.
Yeah, I agree. And like you were saying, like you get the training partners,
Mhm.
and also you get a boost of just like motivation and morale. Because
Oh,
I think
absolutely.
like when you are just in your room and playing, and it's like you kind of forget that you're playing people. So it's like super dope when you meet these people offline, because you get to put a face to their names. You know what I'm saying? It's
Mhm.
not just uh online warrior 123. It's like, oh, this is Jack, and it's like, oh, I had a really good time with this person, and it's like you establish those connections, and ultimately like, what's the C in FGC stand
Right.
for? It's community, right? It's the unity with people, right? You communicate and unite with people, and you foster relationships, and it becomes a lot more enjoyable. Of course, I want to win, right? But I want to win and also
Yes.
win people over, and make friends and have lasting memories. That's what
Yes.
ultimately is like the
Totally. That's
things,
how we all met each other, brother.
right?
That's how it all started.
Right.
But wait, I have a question about what you just said. So when you're playing online, you just think like you don't think about the person.
No, I'm just thinking about
Like
the
or
character in front of me.
oh yeah, to me, but there's nothing wrong with that. That's how I play anyways. It
Hmm.
doesn't matter who I'm playing in a tournament or if I'm playing like rank match or
Hmm.
whatever. I don't think about the player. I think about my decisions in the
Hmm.
match. I just treat them like a normal person. Like, even like when I played Daigo for the first time, I also did not give a fuck that he was Mr. Umahara as
Hmm.
well. Like, because you just look at like the fighting game as a problem, like, that you gotta solve, right? A
Right.
game that you gotta solve the problems within it. So it doesn't matter who's piloting it. It only matters about the specifics, I guess, right? At the highest level, right? Because he knows that you know that I know mindset,
True.
That's the only time when you have to do the leveling part. But
Hmm.
I think like that mindset you have there, that's really good.
Yeah.
I don't care who they are. Like I don't even remember their name at times.
Hmm.
I remember their actions. Oh wait, is this the person that did like 98-second DI and then jump around and mash every time? Oh, I think this is this guy, and then you can kind of confirm it based on the action. Oh yeah, it's this fucking feature and a half. Okay, cool. Like, you know, but at the end of the day, I still remember them based on their actions, not because of their name or that, you know. So
Yeah.
that's usually number one.
Yeah, I told you how like I learned to look at players as like Dark Souls bosses, so that way I don't waste my time and say this is stupid. I'm just like, oh yeah, this makes sense because this Dark Soul boss showed me in the first phase of the battle that he was gonna do this. So then that way I don't like be like, oh, this dude's a fucking idiot, or like, you know, and then just waste energy complaining about the person's decision making and just accept it a lot faster. That's what I tell people too, like they have a hard time with like ego in that regard. I'm just like, yo, just like, pretend you're playing like a video game boss. You know, you accept the boss. You're not gonna be like, damn, this boss is fucking stupid, right? Like you're like, yeah, okay, this is what he does. It's the same pattern. It's okay. I don't really need to know why he's doing it. I just know he's designed to do it. You know. So, oh yeah, so I did like a little like live stream Friday and a little bit of Saturday. I was just trying to like, you know, capture the experience or not. I might vlog it or turn it into like a vlog video or whatever, but the venue didn't have the greatest connection. Shout outs to Jabali for getting to give us the Wi-Fi password until after the event.
That's
that mother
right there,
bruh.
Yeah.
So I couldn't really stream when I was in the venue like I wanted to, but you know, walking around, it's like really spacious. It was super like well ventilated, man. Like it was awesome. Even though there's mad people in there, mad consoles, so nice. It was so spacious, and I wasn't like fucking sweating or hot, you know, and it was dope. And then, bro, inside of the hotel itself, it had like 15 different restaurants, right? And then there was a 24-hour market, like you could just go in and get whatever the fuck you wanted, bro. 24/7. Imagine that shit.
I mean, what did you get? I mean, like kind of like a grocery store.
Yeah,
You can just buy snacks.
Kind of, yeah.
Like you're not trying to cook, right? You're not trying to cook.
No, not trying to cook.
Make a meal.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I was like, brother, you shouldn't be trying to be cooking. You should be cooking the tournament.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Not be trying to fucking make a dish.
Yeah, no, absolutely not. I would never fucking waste my time at a tournament doing that. But yeah, so like you could go get water. You can go get like, you know, like whatever you want. Say you're playing really late in Jabali Land, which was a 24-hour part of the venue. That was like massive, bro. Mad cabinets, mad setups. It was like that room itself was
always been great, brother. That's never been like CO has never been not great, brother.
Of course. Of course, it was just the location of Daytona was ass, but aside from that, I had a great time. Yeah.
I was just so bad.
So like Jabali Land was 24 hours, massive, right? Yo, just Jabali Land itself was like 60%, maybe like 70% of the size of CEO's main ballroom in Orlando before they made the switch to Daytona. That's how big it was. It was massive.
Oh, that was massive. It looks so pretty. It looks so nice also in the stream, by the way. You know, but like I'm saying, like Jabali's tournaments has always been S tier. Because like it's like the only tournament that had a theme ever since before.
No. Remember UFGT?
Oh yeah, UFGT. Actually, I didn't never gone to that one.
Oh, that shit was elite. So you know what's crazy? Keats, the dude that ran that, I think he was the mentor for Jabali and Rick. And you notice how they're both the best TOs? Isn't that so sick? It's like
I don't know if he mentored Jabali. Jabali's been doing it for so long. But I know Keats has been like insane, like when it comes to detail. But like I'm saying, like I know that UFGT was like Combo Breaker before Combo Breaker. Yeah. So I never gone to the UFGT event.
Yeah, I never got a chance to go to it either. But I heard nothing but good things about it.
But how was the okay? So obviously you've been to Evo many times. Okay, you know how like at Evo, every day I'm there, I'm probably gonna have like 3 Starbucks, whatever. My Starbucks drink's like $14, right? At Evo, right? Okay, it's crazy. Like you drink water, you get water there. They give a water bottle. It's like $6.75 or something.
Yeah, something stupid like that.
If you want to get like a random chips and stuff, it's like maybe $8, right? If you want to go eat, maybe like $35, $38, right? You know what I'm saying? Like Evo, right? Okay.
Yeah.
So how is it there? Obviously, it wouldn't be the same price like that, but like how is
it's marked up? It's definitely marked up. So like for example, I got like chicken tenders and fries, right? A big bottle of like Fiji water and like a big bag of chips. That shit was $29.
Okay, so it's the same.
It's not the same because the kind of close, but because the Fiji water was $6.50, but it was big because the $6.50 you're talking about is like the small fucking Poland Spring like this, right? It's like a small bottle. No, this shit was like it was like the big ones.
$6.75, brother.
Yeah,
$6.75.
Yeah, that shit is trash. So like the water bottle, it was cool. The water was alright. I was like, okay, this is marked up, of course, but I don't mind it. Like a regular bag of chips, like I got a jumbo size, so that's also why it was marked up. But like A regular bag of chips is like $4, $5. The food in the restaurants, like I got like some Mexican food on Sunday in the restaurant.
Ooh.
And it was only like $28 after tip. With a drink included. I don't drink like alcohol. I just drink soda, but it was pretty good. It was like $26, nothing too crazy. You know, it could have been worse, but even then, there's a bunch of areas outside of the venue. Like if you just Uber, you can go places like there was a Denny's right down the street.
That's always been the case.
You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
it was pretty good in pricing. They're gonna mark it up because it's fucking Disneyland, obviously.
Absolutely.
But
Absolutely, yeah.
it could have been way worse.
When it comes to the food of the tournaments, right? We always just Uber around. Like, the group of friends, the super friends, we're gonna be like, yo, where are we gonna go? Are we gonna go eat? Yo, let's look for some fucking Korean barbecue or some hot pot or something.
Word.
So we all play there on our phone and we just gonna Uber and we gotta get the fuck out of the venue and we just go somewhere.
What are we eating at Evo? What are we gonna eat at Evo?
I mean, brother, like every time I go to Evo, I just eat like whatever's convenient there. But like usually I will go outside to eat some Korean barbecue because they don't have it inside the hotel. But it's usually just like one taxi away anyways, or Uber.
Okay.
Like that. So it doesn't really a big deal, like it comes to that one. Like last time I was there, like 23 or something, I was hanging out with like what's his name? It was obviously Cien. I hang out with Danny. Kareka as well. Kareka's my boy right there, yeah, so like hanging out with those guys, like PR Barog as well. I saw Mena, the Birds, etc. over there, and playing the Salt Sweets, Alex Vibe. But then like usually when it comes to the food part, whatever's convenient, because it doesn't matter. You're not gonna like when you go to those tournaments, the goal, if you're trying to like think that you're gonna save anything when it comes to food, guys, that's the reality. You're just not gonna it's not possible, I swear. I mean, sure, you can find some other ways, but I'm talking like in a course of 4 days, especially by Evo, right? You're gonna land there like what, Wednesday, right? In a course of 4 days, and you're probably gonna eat like what? How many times? Like maybe 9 times, 10 times, there 4 days, right?
True.
Like it wouldn't make a difference if you make like go out of your way for one trip to save money. It wouldn't matter as well. It's just wouldn't matter. Just know when you guys travel, just make sure that like you have food, like for your food, you just put a budget. Like for instance, it's $50. $50 per meal. Just think about that. Just let's do that. Okay, your food in general is like times 10. It's $500 for that whole trip. Just think about that. Okay, that's not. So you stop thinking about the price anymore. Cause like okay, that's my food, $500. I have to negotiate that in my contract, by the way.
Really?
I'm such a diva when it comes to that. I said first of all. Like, mind you, I didn't really care because like you can expense it, but like I was like I had to negotiate that part. I was like, I don't mind paying for my own meal, but this is also part of my like me performing. So I think you guys should cover this. Unless, I mean I don't mind paying for the meal because I always pay for my meals, right? But like I think this should be part of my because like I don't never pay for anything gaming related. I think this is gaming related.
That's true.
I'm in a tournament. It is.
That's true.
So I had to argue that. So they had to say like, what's the budget for that? Okay, so I said $500.
Oh my god.
Yeah. I'm really aggressive with my contract negotiations. That's why I only get paid max.
I'm gonna take some of your tactics. Fuck yeah! What the fuck? That's godlike.
It's $500.
It is performance related. What the fuck?
Yeah. It is performance related. It's not like I'm making up some shit. Like okay. Like, mind you, but this is the thing. I don't eat a lot when I'm in a tournament. So they're just gonna give you the per team or fucking 500.
It's like a bonus.
I'm not necessarily like being cheap there too, but that's the reality. I will eat once a day because I don't eat a lot, right?
Right.
Yeah. So it's like, but I would eat the best that I could. Like, because I never really think about the cost of whatever food that I eat, anyways. Like, I just think about whatever is the best food that I can eat right now, or the most convenient, or the best, whatever it could be. Not think about the price. Obviously, I'm not gonna go fucking fine dining. I'm talking like whatever like available, right?
Right.
But yeah.
So, what else? There's one more thing that I wanted to talk about before we move on. So there was a I guess like at these tournaments, right? There's like the meetup spot after the day is done. Of course, everybody's
the lobby.
The lobby spots. So they had a really smooth spot. I forgot what the name of the place was, but it was like a bar, right? And it's like open, so like you can walk by and see everybody just out there inside of the area, like chilling.
Did you drink?
No, I don't drink.
I stay away from that. I swear. When it comes to like hanging out with y'all, and they're like they get a drink, oh, I'm running away. I'm not want to drink with y'all because like you know what I mean. Like our friends would be drinking, but
yeah, they
like,
be.
I don't know.
Oh, let me tell you. I got a story for the stream. You guys are gonna love this shit. I'm gonna get to that in like 2 seconds.
I don't want to. It's like because like I was saying, like okay, we can all party any other weekend, but why do we have to party during the tournament? What the fuck? The goal is to perform,
right?
And then you guys gonna get shit faced when your tournament is tomorrow matches, or like I understand if you get bodied also. Even I don't even want to drink that way as well because I was like I don't want to remember every detail how I lost, so I don't want to drink right now.
True.
But like, mind you, I had to like, I was sponsored by Bud Light, and I was so against alcohol. Can you imagine? I was sponsored by Bud Light for 2 years, brother, and I was like, mind you, but there's one of the truth about this. Like in my contract, it says there that you are not allowed to drink the Bud Light beer, by yourself. And I was like thinking, first of all, I'm never gonna drink by myself, anyways. But then that's one of the rules. I said, but I had to ask that question. How come I'm not allowed to drink beer by myself? Be seen or be pictured, but I was drinking the Bud Light by myself. No, because it promotes like that you're sad. If you're drinking with a lot of people, it's happy. It's
social
a better image.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh shit. Yeah, but nobody really got a picture of me drinking any alcohol. Imagine my hat was Bud Light, my jersey had a Bud Light, plus like sponsor.
You just got water in your hand.
Yeah, no, I don't even fucking drink. I don't want to drink alcohol. What the fuck? I don't want to drink alcohol. I don't want to do that. I don't want to smoke any cockaroos, JP, goodness with Snoop Dogg. I don't want to do any of that. Yeah.
True.
But yeah.
Yeah, I just honestly every time I'd go out, I just ask for a Shirley Temple. It's my favorite drink.
But is that alcoholic?
No.
Sorry.
No, it's just a Sprite and grenadine, I think it is, or some shit like that.
Cherry. Nice. Yeah, I like that one. Nice.
Yeah,
nice,
so
nice,
bomb.
Nice.
So bomb. And I always ask for extra virgin.
Okay, Zaf. Okay. Big Mo, what's good, baby?
Yo, that is so funny.
Up,
oh my god, bro.
He's the GOAT though. He's the GOAT. He's like the number one draw, brother, at any fucking tournament. I'm telling you.
That is like, so funny.
Nobody in history would ever not root for Daigo to win a tournament. Because if Daigo wins a tournament, like that is gonna be like the entire FGC celebration. Everybody rooting for him. I root for him. His opponent in the grand finals rooting for him to beat him.
True. Legit. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that is so funny. If Daigo
wins, brother, the situation for the FGC, like everything will just be like lifted up, brother, to the next level. Because that dude is the draw.
True. All right, so let me talk about the experience tournament wise. Okay, so I ended up getting like I think 65th. I lost to Big Bird. Yeah, it's all right. I lost to
I saw that Big Bird match.
Yeah, I lost to Big Bird. Rashid, of course. I played Jamie. And then I lost to Mizua's Cammy, Japanese.
Don't say Rashid, of course. Okay, you didn't lose to Rashid, of course. There.
No. I'm saying he plays Rashid.
Oh, okay.
No, I just lost
to Rashid.
Nah, I think Jamie beats Rashid, so I don't. There's no real excuse there, to be honest.
What? Jamie beats Rashid?
Yeah, I think he does. 100%.
Were you drinking with Daigo this entire time?
No, I'm serious. I truly do think he beats Rashid. I think the neutrals is not easy for Rashid, and then once I get drink 2, that shit is fucking a nightmare for Rashid, bro.
Brother, when you say it's gonna be a nightmare for Rashid to fight Jamie once you have 2 drinks, that sentence doesn't go through, It doesn't work. Brother,
what do you mean?
We haven't seen any evidence there that matchup is bad. Because every single time I've seen a Rashid versus whoever, that motherfucker is spinning in the sky and the fucking tornadoes are coming. It don't matter. The matchup is irrelevant. How many characters do you think dominates Rashid in neutral, but doesn't really beat Rashid?
I don't know. I can just only give you my perspective of Jamie.
Well, I mean, like for instance, the Chun-Li matchup, right? Obviously, that's really hard for Rashid in general in neutral, but then I see the fucking Chun-Li speed doing their actual spinning bird kick while in the fucking tornado in the level 2.
Yeah, the level 2 does play a large part as to why.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. So you cannot judge the character based on the pound for pound normals per normal situation. You have to as a whole.
That's true. But I'm just saying, like, if I play optimally, he plays optimally, right? I think Jamie gives Rashid a hard time.
Okay, well, all right. Okay. We can, post.
I'm serious. I think I think he truly does.
I mean, I know you're serious, brother, but I'm just saying, you know?
Yeah, I just
Because you can do that with any character. You know what? Optimally, technically, Dawson beats Rashid Cammy too. If you could play optimally anti-air every single thing, no way they're gonna get in those fucking limbs.
yeah, I see what you're saying, but there's more room for error in that sense because he doesn't have like a DP, right?
But optimally, that means you're not even supposed to get in that space for you to even have to DP.
Okay, so let's say if me and Big Bird were equals in skill, right?
Sure.
And we had equal matchup experience, right? I would say Jamie would win more often than Rashid. That's what I'm saying.
So if you guys played 10 tournaments, in 10 first to twos, you're telling me you're gonna win 6 of those tournaments?
If I am of his skill level, yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
They say there's no skill edge, same skill level. You think you're gonna win that?
Yes.
I disagree. Obviously, we have different opinions about this because, like, I think, like, in a tournament setting, the ease of use of that strategy that he's gonna pull off, how stable that is versus to you having to drink, it's like night and day difference when it comes to the ease of use, which is plays a huge role when it comes to executing something in a tournament in the first of two with pressure and everything. So in that sense, the amount of, like, the room for error, you know, the margin for error for your case is so much more compared to his. Because you could outplay him in a lot of different ways, but then if he gets like 2 grabs and then fucking activates a tornado, where's the advantage there?
But Jamie is one of the few characters that can do something about the tornado, though.
Wait, you could do that.
Yeah, and
right?
yeah. So I basically trade my level 2 for his level 2, but I have advantage in his face. So he can't just autopilot do it because of that.
I mean, he could, like, when do you think he does it? Like, after he knocks you down, he does.
Yeah, but I'm saying if he knocks you down, right, and then he waits, right? So if he, for example, he knocks you down, he does tornado.
Okay.
He knocks you down, does tornado, right? He's not gonna immediately kick it at you, obviously, right? He's gonna wait because that's the mind game, right? Or he's gonna dash behind.
He only has 460 frames to relax there to pull the trigger.
Yeah, for sure. But what I'm saying is it's not as free as like other characters where it's literally on the screen and you just have to fucking deal with it, right? If I have drink 2 and level 2, he has to actually think about how he's gonna use it.
He's not thinking about that, brother. He's not thinking about that. He's just gonna walk with the tornado and then walk with it, and then now he fucking makes love to you. That's it. He doesn't have to just go all the way. He just walks with the tornado, hangs out with his buddy, gets a few drinks, and then he unzips his pants.
Yeah, but he has to be careful walking because if I EX Bakai and then he's blocking.
That's the slowest fucking special move in the game, brother.
That move is not that slow. It's like 20 frames.
Brother, 20 frames? You hit somebody micro walking? Brother, what are we doing? Are we playing fighting games here?
Bro, it's not free. I'm telling you, it's not. He can't just I hate that move, but I'm telling you, Jamie, it's not free. Like he could try to bait it, but in him trying to bait it, he risks losing the level 2.
He doesn't have to do any of that. He just needs to hang out with his fucking tornado buddy and walk.
But that's fine because if he does that, then guess what? I just keep walking back.
Yes, and now you're cornered, and then now he kicks the fucker.
But if he kicks it, you can react with Bakai. It's free.
And he can, like, if he kicks the fucker, he doesn't need to dash it into your Bakai.
No, it's a punish if he kicks it. He can't do anything. It's a guaranteed punish if he kicks it. He can't kick it. He can't kick it. He cannot kick it. He can't kick it.
Talking the optimal range, brother. When he's walking you down, he has all the time in the world to just relax. Mind you, if he's walking you down like this, tornado, he doesn't have to do anything there. He just walks with it. And now when you're here in the corner, he fucking does fucking tornado himself, and you try to fucking buffer, you get hit in the face and you die.
Yeah, see, that's the threat for sure. That is a legit threat. I agree with you on that.
Yeah, so he doesn't have to try, brother. He just needs to hang out with his boy and fucking spins his head, and now he gets to do whatever he wants. That's what I'm saying. So like you could say, I think you're telling me about the matchup where you're like, okay, I'm gonna have advantage here, footsies, yeah, okay. There's no footsies dealing with the fucking auto neutral.
No, for sure, that shit is broken as fuck. But at the very least, at least you can mitigate it in ways other characters can't. Because at least you have the added, you have an out, you have an extra option of where he's like, all right, he's gonna try to bait it or whatever, and then he wastes it. or he walks you down, which is fine because the closer you are to the corner with the tornado, there's less mix, right? So if he decides to kick it at you, then you just block. Now there's no real mix. You take a throw. Who gives a shit?
There's no real mix actually. Yeah, he only gets 4 attempts there. By the way,
he doesn't get 4 attempts at.
Oh yeah,
bro, not in that.
1 overhead, 2 empty jump low or high, 3 after the low or the high. What's the 4th one? Shimmy or grab. 4 attempts. Anything else?
No, I'm saying at the same time. He doesn't get 4.
Was that correct? Was that 4?
He has 4 options, not 4 attempts. Okay. Attempts is different.
4 attempts. That's 4 attempts.
Oh, that's 4 options.
1.
Okay.
That's 1 attempt. Okay. After that, what happens? He's plus, correct?
Yes.
Yes or no? Okay. Then he gets overhead grab. Is that an attempt? Yes or no?
Overhead grab. Yes.
Yes. Okay. After that, the typhoon now is gonna hit you. Boom. He neutral jumps with that. He gets the high or the instant low. Is that an attempt? Yes or no?
Yeah, but see, this is the thing. If I'm close to the corner,
is that
you can't
an attempt? Yes
that's
or no?
too close at this point. That's way too fucking close.
Does that happen?
It can happen if you're mid screen. If it starts mid screen.
He's only gonna do this shit. No, he's gonna only do this shit in the corner. Does that happen?
Nah, Rashid players definitely do that mid screen off the first throw.
As a matter of fact, I have the video of you fighting him, right? He did that to you and you blocked the low. I have a very good memory. Okay?
Okay.
Let's count how many attempts is that. On the normal situation. Did he get 4 or 3? Doesn't matter if it's 3, brother. If he got 3 attempts there, it doesn't matter. He get 3 attempts. 3 50-50s, think about that. That's 12.5% chance, brother. Okay. So you said you pick 12.5% or 6.25? Pick 1%. Same shit, brother.
That shit is cheap. That shit is mad cheap.
That's what I'm saying. So the matchup that you're saying is like, you know, for fairy tales.
No, it's not fairy tales, bro. It's not. I'm telling you.
Okay. All right. Let's move on from this one.
Okay, I promise you. Anyways, so I lose to him. Okay. I lost him, whatever. And then I went through the brackets, whatever. And then I lost to Mizua's Cammy.
That was the most surprising one, by the way.
Yeah, I know you're not.
Surprising by far.
I'm not happy about that either, to be honest, but it's okay. It is what it is. I just got to be better. So mainly,
Mizuha is not very strong like that for you to lose to that.
Yeah, mainly it was he kind of played.
I honestly think, Zaf, if you were playing Dalsum, you still beat him. That Mizuha. I swear to God.
I don't know about that, bro. Dalsum, Cammy, man, you could just close your eyes.
No, but I'm saying, like, if you play Dalsum against that Cammy, I think you still beat him. I swear, because you're pretty good at that matchup too.
Yeah, I am, but I haven't played that matchup in so long. Saying
here, Jamie's lost there in that spot. Like, it's not like you lost because of that style that you're busting out. That now I told you the counter.
Right.
But yeah.
Yeah. So like a lot of the mistakes I made stemmed from like when I would try to deep walk, he would just low forward me DRC, and then when I would try to space it out or try to like whiff punish it, I would think it was a button, but then he like dive kicks me, and then I'm like, what the fuck?
Typical Cammy,
typical Cammy shit, and then he just.
Did you drive rush there in that spot? If you drive rush there, then their focus would be trying to check you sometimes. So now their preemptives or their whiff punish would not exist as much.
Yeah, that's what I should do. I got to figure out ways of implementing.
Insert that as well.
Yeah, I was thinking about implementing drive rush against people that do walk back.
In the close proximity, in the close proximity, outside of the 5MK or 5HK of Cammy, yes.
Yeah, and then that could give me the drink opportunity, because if they start going, well, maybe I have to walk back to give them breathing space, or if they move closer. If they move closer, that's good for me, because then they're in the range of my buttons. But most people, they move back. So when they move back, they're, especially because I showed them my movement and I'm like closing ground. I typically will sneak drink in that situation.
Yeah. I think it's when your drink, the way you do your drinks, right? Because obviously that's why you got punished by fucking Big Bourbon. We talked about that already earlier. But when, like, if you're walking forward, walking back, whatever, and your opponent keeps just chilling and walking back, right? And then keeping that 2-quarter range against you. Like, have you ever considered to do double backdash drink against people that's chilling, walking back? Because they already gave up that space that you would have lost anyways. So that's how you kind of make them engage you instead. if you do double backdash drink, right? Because there will be not enough frames for them to react to that. To double backdash fucking drink, brother, that's fucking free.
That makes sense.
So you should actually implement that against the people that's chilling also.
That are like hard committing to walk back. That makes sense.
Yeah. So now you don't have to play that little mind game, the mini game of the walking back, walking forward kind of nonsense. So you just so sometimes to avoid the ground game in that little mind game there for a particular time, you could use movement instead of trying to play that same chess game.
Yeah.
Because you could do that, the chess game too. But I'm saying that you can also add another variable, which is playing the using movement instead. So double backdash will be free because he already gave you that spacing for free by walking back anyways.
That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense.
And then you can now balance that decision in the 2-quarter range with a draw drivers instead. So now he was gonna try to worry about to check you instead. So his focus will be jabbing or medium punching or potentially anti-airing you if you jump, right? But if you do backdash, his idea was to walk in instead. And then the other timeline, you do drive rush there will be no check as well.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, to just add another dimension. Yeah, because remember what you said earlier? You were like the 2 out of 3 high probability decision making.
Yes.
Like, I have
high probability.
That's a higher probability for sure. Yes. Yeah, because it's gonna require like somebody would have to show like a massive commitment, right, in order for them to
that
beat
means
that.
Is that they're trying to do what you're doing earlier, which is like throwing a bunch of darts and hopefully one of them just hits.
Yeah.
Right? Instead of like doing high probability decisions in a first 2, right? Is so much more better. So that's guaranteed, the double backdash drink instead.
Yeah, that makes more sense.
That's more guaranteed. Yes.
Because what I would do is like I'm trying to kind of play in 2 out of 3 as if I have 5 games, and then that I've been getting better at it though. Like, you know, I've been getting, and obviously not like directly, right?
All right.
Not directly, but in a sense of like just trying to understand my opponent instead of just imposing on them. You know, like I'm not obviously thinking I have 5 games. No, obviously, but like I just am not imposing and throwing shit at them and then forcing them to reveal whatever their intentions are within my strategy. I'm trying to figure out like what they're doing in certain situations that are way too explosive. But I've gotten a lot better at that, at mitigating that, and I feel a lot more confident in 2 out of 3 from the advice you gave me at Combo Breaker, which was like, you know, deep walking and not committing to the button. So even like, for example, when I played Big Bird, I would walk up and I would just deep walk block, and if he DRC'd, it's totally fine because he just invested 3 bars, right? And so it's okay if he throws me, it's not a big deal. And if he pressures me, not a big deal also, right? So that helped me a lot with, for example, like the sets I played later on, where I played sets with a bunch of top players that weekend.
Yeah, you did really good.
Yeah,
you know, we talked about your strategy, right? And then you worked on it. I was so happy that you did that.
Yeah, so Champ told me to deep walk against players that are playing super passive, like Takamura did against me. And so when I was playing sets this weekend, like I played a bunch of top players, and it ranged. Some players would hard commit to that style, or they would do it when they weren't comfortable, or whatever, right? And everything in between. So obviously it's something I'm working on that's like kind of new in this regard. So when I was playing, I played Kusanagi and Takamura in a 1st to 5, and I played them back to back, right? Like we were just all 3 of us chilling, and they both play very similar in a sense of like how they go about their neutral until they get the hit. And so it was a great chance for me to practice that. And so when I would play both of them, essentially when you're deep walking, you're just taking massive space until you get to the point of contact, right? Which would usually be like a low forward buffer. And then you just see what their intent is, right? So I would go into the range, and then based off of the intent or what they do in the moment, I know what they're focusing on, right? For X amount of time. I don't know when they're going to change, but for that period of time, I know, okay, Kusanagi's looking for this, Takamura's looking for this, whatever. So I played both of them, and I beat both of them 5-4 with Jamie. So Kusanagi's Ryu, French Ryu, and then Takamura Ken, right? And you know what was so sick? There was a situation against Takamura the last round, bro. I was very proud of myself for this because I didn't.
I'm really happy and proud for you. Really, really proud about what you did there too, because like that's really nice though. Because like you haven't even fully optimized that strategy too, or that approach.
I didn't. I
So
didn't.
the fact that you're trying it, the first initial was like such a positive results already,
Yeah.
right? That's when it shows you like in fighting games, the answers to everybody's problems are really simple. The problem is I don't know why it's not obvious, but it's super obvious to me. I don't know what it is though.
Hmm.
But it's super but I'm saying like, but if you actually just like find the answer and then actually execute the answer to your problems, like
Hmm.
you actually get that immediate result, right? Instead of like trying to force your style,
Yeah.
it shows like your attitude towards fighting is really, really awesome.
Yeah, I'm like
Really awesome.
when you tell me something, I'm just like, okay, and I do it. Like I don't think about the money I spend to travel. I don't think about looking like an idiot on the street. I don't care a shit about any of that. I'm just like, does it work or not? That's all I care about. So when you say, yo, practice this, I'm like, all right, cool, I'm gonna practice this. I'm gonna I hard commit,
I mean, I give you data though on why it would work though. It's not like I'm just gonna tell you, but I feel like this is gonna work, right?
Yeah,
No,
for
I
sure,
give you
for sure.
data. Yeah, the actual true data why that will work, some reasoning, some backing in it,
Yeah, the logic helps, right? But I'm just saying in a sense of like, emotions can kind of get in the way, and you're like, especially if you're a controlling like player where you want to control everything. In this game, you can't really do that, right? So you have to know what is worth controlling. So, but when you told me that, I was like, all right, I'm gonna just hard commit to this and then accept the repercussions that come along with it, right? Like the type of mistakes you make doing that is okay because it's very minimal. I'm not doing anything whiffing or anything like that, right? You might overhead me, you might throw me, but those are like in the grand scheme of things, they don't really do much, So I was like, I don't give a fuck. Like, so it made it a lot easier to apply that. Even in bracket, I was applying that like against Big Bird and whatnot, right? So, so the last situation against Takamura, it was actually pretty sick because he had, so I had him cornered, right? This is the last round of the set. So it's 4-4 round apiece, third round of this match. So yeah, I had him cornered. Nice. I had him cornered. And he neutral jumped, and I fucking snipe everybody's jumps, but Street Fighter 6 tends to have this fucking weird thing with supers coming out, and
holding forward, walk back, hold forward,
and and then I get fucking super, bro, and I'm like, oh my god, and he empty jumps and blocks it and fucking kens me to the other side of the world. I lost mad health, and then I fucking brought him down like 5% health at this point, right? Because he just throw loops me, blah blah blah. Okay, so he has like 60% health, right? And in my head, I was like, that fucking super. And I was like, you know what? It's okay. I could still win this if I just win the next situation that I'm in.
Yeah. Next interaction is key. Okay.
The next interaction. So I was like, all right. He knocks me down. I have 5% health. I said, yo, he's going to delay on his offense to bait my DP. So I did wake up, stand medium punch. Boom. He blocks it. I'm +2. And then I do strong, low forward. He gets hit because of frame traps. Boom. Right? So I dash up. Okay. Now he's at like 40 something percent. Okay. So I dash up. So I'm at like drink 2 now.
46,
yeah, something like that, right? I'm at like drink 2 now. I dash up. And I stay outside his low forward range. And in my head, I'm like, the timing from this set, he usually presses right about now. I jab him. He low forwards. He gets hit. I low forward, record drink. Okay, now I'm at drink 3. All right. And then
he's still not dead as Jamie?
No. He's not dead. Yeah. So okay. So look. So then, right? So then, mind you,
had level 3 the whole time, right?
No, because remember I used a super by accident because of the DP.
Also, but you should have level 3 already by 2 interactions after getting combo.
No, I don't have it. I don't have it here. If I did, I would have wrecked it into level. Yeah, I know. I didn't have it. I was like, okay. So then I get that. So I dash up and then I throw him, right? Because he's mad passive now because of that counter. So I hard read. I'm like, yo,
I'm gonna 10% left.
I'm gonna deep walk throw you. I deep walk throw him. Drink. I get level 4. I drive rush and I do delay fierce because I know he's not gonna block. Right? I was like, he's not gonna fucking no. He jumped because he thought I was gonna command grab, and then fierce hit him, and then I got sweet target combo, killed him. And he was like, nice. "Oh my god, Zaf, you play so good, so good. I'm so proud of you."
Yeah, the Takamura is super cool.
He's so awesome. Super nice, and he gave me a hug. He's like, "You played so beautiful. That's how you play Street Fighter." I was like, "Oh man, you just warmed my heart. Thank you, bro."
Yeah, that guy's cool.
Yeah, he's awesome. Nice. But yeah. Anyways, TLDR, your lessons they kind of work sometimes. I'm just joking.
Okay.
But yeah, it was dope. It was good. And I played a bunch of sets with like other players. I played DCQ with Jamie. We played 2 sets. He smoked me 5-0 with Jamie. And then I was like, okay, I'm just not playing this, right? Hold up. And then we played again and it was 5-3. And it was every fucking round. It was like a fucking clawing for him. He was trying to win or I was clawing to win. Like it was super tight.
That's nice.
So it was
Super
good. I felt pretty good
competitive.
about that, especially because that matchup is a little tricky. I haven't played it at that level often because Banana Ken
Are
doesn't
you
really
sure that
play.
Jamie doesn't have an advantage there?
I wouldn't be surprised, to be honest.
Really? I was just
Yeah.
really kidding here.
Nah, I'm not joking.
Oh Lord.
I'm not even joking because he can't
Next
really
time, don't
spike.
hang out with Daigo anymore, brother.
Bro,
Because this is the effects here is
What do you mean?
lingering towards your actual
I
ability
think
to make
Jamie's
some
pretty
blood.
good.
Versus who?
JP. I'm not even joking.
JP versus.
I'm not joking.
But that's considered one of the worst one.
No, hell no. Absolutely not. No way.
Oh shit.
No way. Absolutely not. How? JP's buttons all get whiff punished pretty easily. You have DP for his funky jump ins. You could what's it called?
Okay.
You could perfect parry
like
spike. You could perfect parry
Jamie,
spike and punish it.
Brother, you can perfect parry everything, brother.
You could drive rush punish his ghost on reaction. I mean, nah, I don't think that matchup is that bad. It might be JP's favor slightly, but I don't think it's no way. No way. No way.
I think it's like slight advantage, JP, maybe like 5.7, 5.
What the
Or
fuck?
like
You get a
6.4.
5.7? Never heard of this
Like,
shit.
yeah, I don't think it's 5.5 though. I think it's like 6.4.
Nah, I can't say 6'4", bro. I don't think so.
Yeah, I mean, okay, that's fine.
Maybe I'm just that good. Yeah, I don't give myself credit. I don't know. But yeah, so then I played oh my god. Yo, I played Hot Dog. That dude fucked me up.
Like a pro, okay.
Every match was like it was round 3, but I just could not fucking clutch on him. It was just,
I mean, now I'm glad you experienced that, where it was like, imagine like you're in a room filled with pros and you played every pro, for instance, right? And even though everybody's the same equal level, but then you're gonna beat a lot of pros, but then for some reason there's gonna be a few pros that just completely bodies the fuck out of you, right?
destroyed me. Destroyed.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, that's just the reality of like fighting games, you know? Sometimes it's like that. Sometimes it's like that.
Word. Yeah, and then all of a sudden, the next time you play them, you have someone figured out, and it's a completely different.
And then
experience.
you destroy him, but then you lose to the guys that you beat also.
Right.
The other time. Yeah.
Right.
It's pretty normal. Yeah.
Yeah, he beat me
The
like.
highest level is like that, anyways. Okay.
He destroyed me 10-1, bro. Ugh. Oh my god. But he gave me some good advice. He was saying like, I was trying to play too much neutral. He said I should just get drink 1 and just push and just throw a bunch of dive kicks and jump options at him to overwhelm him.
Yeah, I guess Bison, right?
Yeah.
You're supposed to dive kick versus Bison anyways,
Yeah,
'cause he doesn't have
I
the
wasn't dive kicking enough. I even knew it because I just wanted to like see how my ground game would fare. And I got the first hit pretty consistently for the most part. But the problem is I'd get the first hit and not go for like corner carry. Sometimes I get kind of lazy with my whiff punishes and I'll do like wreck a drink. Sometimes it's not lazy. Sometimes it's because I want to be meter efficient. But I should always do DRC into launch into sweep target combo for the corner carry and drink. You should always do that with Jamie.
That's better.
You should always.
Because like his Bison's weakness will be his defense, right? So you should actually leverage that and expose that more.
Right.
And play within his weakness, not within your strengths instead.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes usually that happens to players, right? They play within their strengths instead of like your opponent's character's weakness instead, you know?
So how do you know when to do one over the other?
Oh, I always go to the weakness.
Always.
At any yeah, because it's a small sample. I mean, like for a tournament setting, that's better. That you get more value there because that one there would be more room for blunders. Because what if like you're leaning towards your best, but then your opponent that's kind of like the best area for his character. Then now you're gonna keep forcing that area.
That's
right?
what was happening.
You know, yeah. So now, how about fuck that? Let's just play within that character's weakness instead. You know, and now that doesn't matter where they take it because your strategy is structured towards to just play within that character's weakness.
Right.
So it's really more efficient way to execute in the first to 2.
That makes sense.
And sure, in the first to 10 will be a totally different situation, right? Like even first to 3 at times, you know, because it will be more layers, right? But in the first to 2, you have to lean towards that weakness instead of your strengths.
Okay, that makes sense. That's
I guess you lean towards strengths when it's clutch time. When you have to make like the best fucking clutch time, kind of like what you did there against Takuma, right? In the closing battle, right? The weakness of the character doesn't matter there because you just need to make a bunch of good decisions in a row, right? So you leverage it there with your reads instead. So yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
Right?
That's a pretty simple way of putting it.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially considering like if Jamie has good neutral, but Bison has good neutral and has damage, so it doesn't really make sense.
He doesn't have to play neutral. It doesn't have to play neutral too.
That's
Because you
true.
can just do drive rush, scissor,
Right.
or press fierces, right? And then you want to walk out of that, and he might randomly slide here and there too, right? Whatever, you know.
Mhm.
So like he can avoid neutral, or he can try to play neutral, make you feel he's playing neutral, but then you like afraid to play the neutral space.
Mhm.
Also, just having that hesitation now that kind of hampers your overall strength there too in that department. But if you're playing super like let's say aggressive, taking the turn a little bit more greedy, then you're doing jump dive kicks and stuff. Now his more focus is to play more defensive and reactive instead of trying to like, play the neutral skips or neutrals against you.
That makes
So
sense.
now that all goes to your favor in a sense. Yeah.
Yeah, and then obviously like getting drinks in the corner. It's just the probability thing is such a huge like epiphany for me. Is just really
try to do the double backdash drink, brother. You change your life against the walk backers.
yeah, it's such a simple adjustment, but it's so funny because I know that's gonna be like it's like the same thing with the deep walk, right? It's like remember what you were saying? It's so obvious. Like once you said it, I was like, yeah, what the fuck? Why don't I just do that?
Yeah, no. The answers to fighting games is like super straightforward, to be honest.
Sometimes
But
I'm just
gotta remove
staring.
the pride and ego.
Yeah, that too.
But the moment you remove that, everything has become so clear.
That's true.
There's
Because
no pride, no ego, no drama, nothing like that. It's like, okay, this is correct, this is wrong. I should do more correct things. Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes I try to win like how I know I can win instead of winning the way that presents itself.
Yeah. Yes.
You know?
Whatever the game presents to you, that's the one you should take, right? Not the ones that how you want to win, right?
Right.
Because the game doesn't give a fuck about that.
Yeah, because sometimes like I'll play players, bro, and like the good players, and they keep taking their turn back with like low forward. I'm like, what am I bro, just dive kick. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just fucking do it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't fucking always try to whiff punish and fucking, fuck that shit. You know? Because what ends up happening is I'll try to do that, and then I like end up getting hit by a fucking low forward because I walked back, or they drive rush at me because I was so focused. Like, instead of just doing something that beats multiple things, like a dive kick,
high probability, baby.
High probability, right? So
always pick that. 3 out of 4. Like you beat 3 options out of 4 situations.
Yeah. So, but as far as sets, I had a lot of good sets, man. I played Chris Tatarian. I won a set against him. I played Uriel Valorio, beat him in a set. I played who else did I play? I played a bunch of players. Oh, Akira fucked me up too. Cammy.
Cammy?
Yeah.
Damn, the Cammy's been cooking you.
Yeah, but he played me the same way.
The Jamie beating Cammy?
No, I still believe it. It's just they just played better than me. That's all it was.
You think so?
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Okay. Because the usual stuff, my usual standard of stuff wasn't like on point, like my DPs and stuff. It could be also because I got a new stick, so I'm not like 100% comfortable with it.
Okay.
So yeah, there is that. I just installed it like a couple weeks ago.
Let's talk about the top 8 already.
Okay, so top 8.
Yeah.
Okay, so what happened in top 8? So we had. Okay, let's pop this up actually.
Exciting. That was so exciting, by the way. I was so excited about that because like it was like obviously we got Punk, we got NL and Leshar, there as well, right? And then what's the other guy in the winner's side?
Other guy in the winner's side?
Punk
Let me see.
Versus the crime. Is it crime? No, what's the other one that Punk had to beat?
Hold on, I got this right here.
No, Punk lost to NL, right?
Yeah, he lost to NL twice.
Yeah, but then who did Leshar fight the first round?
He fought Zen.
Oh, he fought Jen. Oh, Jen. Okay, the Power Ranger. Okay, so he fought Jen, and then so that match was like it was like I knew that obviously the Leshar was gonna win there, but then I think like what I'm more excited about there was like in the loser side because I was rooting for the youngins there, like when I saw like Crime is there playing really good, and then he had to fight the other, not Pedro, So like I was rooting for those guys because they're the next gen players, So it's like, oh damn, this is really cool that they get to fight, and they were also playing Ryu versus Ken as well, so it's really cool, Sadly, Crime obviously dominated, and we didn't get enough matches, for Pedro to kind of showcase his overall skill set, because he just got steamrolled basically. So that's like I'm really happy about that match at least, I think that match was really cool, And then you got like Ryukichi versus Killju, I think, yeah. Yeah, and then I knew that I knew that Ryukichi was gonna win there. Like at least I think so. At least that's my take. But
what was the score of that 3-1?
I think it was 3-1, right? Yeah, 3-1.
Let me see.
Yeah, I think 3-1. I think it was 3-2
Yeah, it was
for
3-1.
the Crime. Yeah,
Yep.
Crime versus thing. But then the most surprising part there was about Punk versus NL because nobody really expected that. I
Right.
mean, in the winner's side of things, I Punk plays so good when he's in loser side, right? When Punk activates the super Punk mode, right? In the loser run, right? He always gets into losers, and the losers are gonna clean up shop, right? So he lost 3-0. It's like, oh my god, he's gonna turn up the super Punk, and then Punk kind of turned up and embodied everybody along the way, and I was like, oh, we should have a grand finals between NL versus Punk. Leshar versus Punk, right? Because I thought he's just gonna beat NL, but you know what? The way NL played Punk was the same exact way
Kawano, right?
that Kawano played as
Yep.
well. It's like a lot of non-committing, heavy, very, very greedy take turns as well. And then like hard focus on DPs on far jump-ins. Because Punk doesn't do a lot of like preemptive dive kicks as like in the 2MK space. That's what makes him so stable as well, right? But against that style too, like doing like it's hard to also just do preemptive diving because their opponent is not pressing any buttons as well, right?
True.
And just using walk speed and just fast fireballs and just like and also just pressing fierces and stuff, you know, preemptives like outside of the 5MK range, who would do preemptive 2MP DRC. So it's super straightforward strategy. But then like the way he executed was so good, you know. And Punk like did not have the answer for that one, you know. But and then you see, and then in losers finals, I saw Punk pick Ryu, right? And I was like, okay, well, I don't think that Ryu had enough like stage time, but obviously I trust Punk to win any match that he plays, right? Because he's obviously Punk. But then I was expecting like I thought he'd gonna bust out the Kimberly. You feel me?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
Right, the Kimberly would have been like a different look there, you know, if he bust out the Kimberly, or he bust out. I was thinking he might just bust out the Akuma mirror, because he's the first Akuma to win a major. Last year CEO, right, when he beat DCQ, he picked Akuma, right, in the grand finals. So I thought he would just pick Akuma mirror, because I think if you just pick a Shoto match against NL, I think he should do fine.
I don't think he likes mirrors though. I think he said he doesn't like mirror matches.
Yeah,
I can't blame him though.
Yeah, if he picked that character, I think he would have been better. I think, but like yeah, obviously, like Punk knows that already, and next time they fight, you know, he will be more ready and prepared. Because like the thing is, like that's the blueprint that those guys in Japan did, right? For Punk, that's a Punk only strategy too, if you think about it.
Right.
They don't play any other Kami that way but him, because Punk is the best, you know, right? The best Kami for sure, best ground game, right? So like they play him that way, a certain way, you know, and then Punk just like. Mind you, he should have won so many of those games too, like in the losers finals, right? But then like NL keeps clutching it out at the end and killing him in 2 touches. So it's like, imagine if any of those games just went his way, he could have broken that momentum of NL, right? You know, right? Shoulda, woulda, coulda, of course. But I'm saying like it wasn't like the losers final match, even though it's 3-0, it wasn't like it was free, because it was legit down to the wire every game.
Yeah.
It's just that Akuma gets a hit and kills fucking Kami. You know, like. So it was just like, oh my god. So I really just wanted like to see more games, because I honestly believe like the grand finals that, you know, that kind of like got away there, that we wanted to watch, we could have probably enjoyed a lot more, was, or at least me, was to see Punk versus Leshar.
Yeah, they haven't played in bracket yet.
Yeah, because I would love to see that, because I've seen like NL versus Leshar so many times in Asia.
Right.
It's not like the most exciting match for me, at least me, just in general. But I would like to see Punk at least, you know, because like, and also what Leshar did in that tournament was like he was the first one since Mena and Punk who has won back-to-back tier 1 majors. He's the first one since Punk and Mena, because usually it was Punk and Mena as the only two that could do that.
Oh yeah, because Punk won CEO, then he won Evo.
Yeah. Like, I mean, like everybody, like, you know, obviously Mena won a bunch, and then he won the Red Bull, and then the other, you know what I mean? Like, so I'm saying like when it comes to like the back-to-back tier 1 events, it's almost as close as impossible for that to happen. Like it's so hard, especially the competition nowadays, right? It's so insane. So I was like expecting. I don't think Leshar is gonna win, because that's very difficult. You have to be like Punk and Mena to do that, right? You have to be Punk or Mena to be able to do that. You know, that's how you know, obviously like Mena is like is the most accomplished by far in the resume department in Street Fighter in the modern era, right? You know, right? Capcom Cups and fucking 2 Evo Japan, you know what I mean? Everything, whatever you can think of it. A Street Fighter League, whatever,
Kumite,
right? So
yeah.
like, yeah. So it's like super accomplished. So like, I was thinking like you have to be Punk or Mena to actually do something like that, right? But then fucking Leshar did it. I was like, holy shit, you know. And Leshar's always been so skilled, so strong, but I couldn't pull it in the end, right? You know. But some reason now, I mentioned this like when he won the combo break. I was like, damn, his confidence are gonna be through the roofs now, and he's not gonna get nervous anymore because he already cracked the first issue, which is that he gets nervous in tournaments, right? Now he doesn't because he's a champion, you know. So now it could be interesting because now somebody needs to stop Leshar's momentum because right now it could be a Leshar era where people need to like study him now to beat him. You know, kind of like how people been doing against Mena or Punk or throughout the years. They study Punk and Mena every day, right? You know, every pro. I know this because I've seen the fucking pro study for them only. You know, so like now I think people need to do that now for Leshar because it's different when like with those guys like it's a lot difficult for Mena and Punk to win a tournament in general because everybody trains specifically for them. They have a specific strategy just for them, you know. So it's like a really interesting situation. So now I'm like thinking like, would Leshar keep this up? What do you think? I'm pretty sure he would be consistent every time because he plays so stable. But man, like now, like, and also I'm expecting like Angry Bird to kind of like come back and like cook people because he always cook people, you know, always, you know. So I don't know. I'm about like I don't know. But I think I'm leaning towards like I think Leshar is gonna continue with this run, and I just can't wait for like and I feel like only Punk and Mena needs to stop it. He needs to stop that. So it goes back to the proper order of things.
Yeah, I see him going on a tear. But again, like this game is like people have been taking turns, right? Being at the top. But the way he's winning, it does feel different. It doesn't feel like it's not, I'm not saying like some players when they win it's luck, right? But
I play with him all the time, brother. He plays the same. When I say the same, not like predictable same. I'm talking like very, very like quality,
yeah,
brother.
It's the
like
same.
I'm talking like same fucking high quality decisions, everything, right? Straight up, right? Super optimal play, sure, you know. But like so strategies like that, you can't. There's no really counter. You just gotta outplay. That's it, right? Kind of like how
And so like because he plays in such a stable manner, he plays very robotic like Punk, you know. Super optimal, great decisions, great strategy. But then also,
no other way to play, anyways. That's the only way to play. What are we talking about?
It's not. But I'm saying, like it's not the only way, but it is such an optimal, strong way of playing in like 2 out of 3.
For tournaments,
you know?
For tournaments, yes. For tournaments, that's like by far the best, brother.
And then the thing too, I think people don't like really talk about is that he can do it with multiple characters. That's what makes him dangerous, in my opinion. You know?
I mean, did Mena do that too in Punk, right?
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. That's what's making him dangerous.
He's like them.
Right.
He's like them. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's like Punk, Mena, and Leshar are like you know, they're the holy trinity right now.
Right.
You know?
Because he's been killing shit since season 1.
For Angry Bird. Yeah. No, I'm saying like the fact that you can do that like that insane, you know, multiple archetypes as well.
Right.
So it's like, dude, that's like so special for sure.
Yeah, really going special. From Ed to fucking to Mai to Terry to like he'll play Chun when he wants, right? Like
yeah.
You know,
I mean, he basically picks some Shoto and Pixies, right? Most of the time. Yeah. So, but that's really cool to see, though. Everybody, you know, they all credit only, you know, to the Sharks gameplay. Plays really, really awesome.
Yeah, 100%.
I wonder, like, because like now the EWC Evo, like this next, like, cause like we have a break basically at 6 weeks, right? Like, so, like at the Evo, my prediction was like, because like Kakeru has been cooking a lot of new shit, brother. I'm telling you right now, Kakeru is playing so good right now with the JP shit. So like I'm saying, like fucking Kakeru might actually be one of the favorites to win Evo, like a high favorite. Obviously, he's always gonna be like one of the favorites to get far, right, at Evo. But I'm saying like, I think like the people that I can always say like, okay, Punk, Mena, guaranteed, always favored to win an Evo, right? You know, always. It doesn't mean like you're gonna win that, but obviously like it will be a surprise, like if they lose early. You know, it's one of those guys.
Right.
So like now Leshar is in that picture as well. You know, and I think Kakeru is there, and I think I will always put Angry Bird there because Angry Bird is the boogeyman, brother. I don't know a single pro that would say like, oh, I'm comfortable versus Angry Bird, brother. You're lying to your teeth. Like everybody afraid of Angry Bird, brother. Okay, he is the boogeyman, bro. Okay, Angry Bird is the scariest player you have to fight in a tournament, bro. I'm not saying like you're not scared fighting Punk and those guys. You're super, you're world class, absolutely. But I'm talking like, bro, fucking
Angry Bird
like
is that's one of my favorite.
stress
Yo,
to the roofs, right? You know
bro,
that
he's so
cat,
good.
you know.
He's so good, bro. And it's like
Bird
I
for
like
sure.
the boogeyman because it's what
It's the
it's
boogeyman,
like.
brother.
Yeah, because when you see him play certain elite
He's the
players,
boogeyman.
it's like, bruh, nah,
But
this is.
Also, can we talk about the nerf Ken talk? Huh? How come we have 3 Kens in the top 8, brother? What happened to the nerf Ken?
Oh shit. Yeah, you're right, huh?
I
Yeah,
told you
damn.
about the motherfucker. Is the same.
Damn. You're right.
What happened to that one? Yeah, I told you.
But
Crime
mainly played Ryu for the bracket though, right?
Yeah, but
Until
we
top
have
8.
Pedro there. We have Ryukichi. What happened to those two?
I know, but I'm saying I don't know if I really want to count him as a fucking third Ken because he played mainly.
Crime played Ken and played Ryu.
Oh, did he play Ken against Daigo?
No, he picked Ryu because he versus Akuma.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so okay. I mean, I don't know if I want to count him playing Ken. If he's playing Ken in the top 8, I kind of count it. It's like
No, he played it throughout the tournament.
That's what I was asking you. Did he play? Did he play Ken at all in the outside of top 8?
I think no, he didn't because he played Ryu versus Ken and then he fought Funk, right? And he picked Ryu. Yeah. Yeah. But to have 2 Kens at least, or 2.5 Kens in the top 8 shows you what Takeda was saying, that Ken is still very good and that he was like so lucky that he played Ken because Ken is so stable and like very versatile character, right? In a tournament play. You know? Yeah. So like come on. That, you know, the ease of use of that strategy is so good in tournament, brother. You know what I mean? Like putting your opponent on tilt with some fucking Tatsuing their fucking shit to the corner, brother. That is so huge. And being complete Shoto, you know?
Yeah.
And you know what the hot take that they have though is that they don't think Ryu is better than Ken still. Like that's crazy hot take, right? They have.
Wow.
That's not my hot take, by the way. That's theirs, not me.
Wow.
That's their hot take, you know, not my hot take, you know. Like, but they don't think Ryu is better than Ken still.
Damn, even with all these nerfs and all those Ryu buffs, that's actually crazy. What the fuck?
Overall, I'm talking not head to head the Ken versus Ryu, right?
Right. I'm saying overall.
I'm talking overall.
Wow.
Like that. It's like, that's fair to say also, you know.
Wow, that's I mean, but like you're saying, if it's overall, like it makes sense because the matchups don't. The characters I feel like didn't really change much. It's the engine that changed the most, right? So I think it would still make sense.
But like, I'm not like, I mean, that's their take. I just don't know if I agree, but I'm not disagreeing also. But I can't. I would say like, if I was not okay, to say if I was playing any other character in a tournament setting, not my main character right now, and I'm fighting, I get to choose between Ken or Ryu. I would always want to play against a Ryu, regardless of whatever character I'm playing over Ken in a tournament setting, right? Because you could at least control Ryu way more. Sure, if he hits you, you're dead, right? But it's a lot harder to control Ken, right? You know?
Yeah, I agree 100%.
Yeah. And I'm not talking as a Dawson like character. I'm talking like any other character I play. Like it would be a lot better to fight against a Ryu than a Ken, whatever character, you know. So like in that argument, it's like oh yeah, I guess Ken will be better in a tournament setting, you know.
Yeah, I could see that. I think Ken's approach. It's not even about stability. It's like you said. He is so much more dynamic than Ryu. I feel like Ryu's kind of linear. You know,
but Ryu is good, right?
No, he's good.
Ryu is good.
He's good.
Like, he just kills you one touch, right? You know, or a couple. You know.
I feel like Ken is better in other ways, like more than one way. You know.
Yeah. You could add more mind game in many games.
Right.
Like in that sense. Sure, like Ryu is super strong and better in a lot of ways, but I'm saying like for the little mind game part, mini game, you know, meta, like it's a lot harder to do that with Ryu, you know.
Right.
So that's why you see more Kens getting far. But that's not like Ryu doesn't place, you know. Ryu is always in there, you know what I mean. Plus you have like amazing Ryu players too, like obviously Crime and fucking Blaz and Ending Walker, right? You know, those guys, so insane. And Kusanagi as well, you know.
Right, that's true. Okay, let me see. Any other thoughts? Yeah, shout outs to NL. I think NL's playing fucking phenomenal.
So awesome.
Yeah, he's playing amazing. I guess we could look at this really quick. The points leaderboard right now. Ryukichi's number one
Can you
at
send it to me?
450. Yeah, I can send it to you right now. Ryukichi is first place right now at 450. NL is second, but he just qualified because of CEO,
Hold on a
right?
second. Let me share this to my guys.
Which is huge because he gets this out of the way. Getting the qualification out of the way just allows you to just. What happened?
Like if you have like 400 or 500 points, they're already almost qualified already.
Yeah, but he already qualified because of the auto spot that Leshar gave to him because Leshar already won combo breaker.
NL's qualified already. So like to the point, they should just remove him here with the points.
Yeah, I don't know why they didn't.
Yeah,
it's weird, but
like, and also how many spots goes here? 8, 6 only for points.
Yes, top 6. So you get rid of NL, right? And then so that would be Ryukichi 1, Itazan 2, Ending Walker 3, Kobayashi 4, Dual Kevin 5, Punk 6.
Wait, Ryukichi's not in yet?
No. I don't.
No,
wait.
He's in, right?
Oh yeah, because was it top 2 at Evo Japan?
Evo Japan, right? Or Evo Japan is only 1?
I think Evo Japan.
No, he's top 2. He's top 2 because that's why Kobayashi cried.
Yeah. So okay, so then.
So you got these 2 only.
And so that would be Itazan, Ending Walker, Kobayashi, Dual Kevin, Punk, Zen. That would be the top 6 right now.
Or Momo so far.
Well, Momo's behind Zen by 10 points.
Yeah, I mean, saying like, but there's like what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tournaments still.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but like I'm saying, like it's so hard to beat to get the 250 points, brother. To get 250 points, you're kind of chilling already, because you're just one performance away from fucking qualifying.
Mm.
Because, okay, let's keep it real. Punk is gonna win one of those. He's auto qual, right?
Right.
If he doesn't win, he's gonna get second or third there. Worst case, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he already qualified. So remove Punk already. He's gonna qualify for sure, right? Okay, I think Kevin is gonna qualify through points. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Then after that point, so Blas is not qualified yet?
Nope.
Oh, so Blas is gonna qualify through points. Yeah.
Or his regional. Because World Warrior is still a thing too, right?
Still have this Blink Respawn, Evo, UFA, Evo France, and Capcom Pro Tour Premier Asia. Shit, that's the fucking mother load right there, son.
Oh, wait a minute. Nah, Ryukichi didn't qualify.
Did he not?
No, it wasn't top 2. I guess it was just. I thought it was a super premiere, so I thought it was top 2 there.
But if Evo Japan is not a super premiere, I don't know what is.
Yeah, but I guess
that
not.
Is the fucking super stack. Wait, how come it's not? Who said that?
Yeah, I just checked. I'm looking at it right now. It's
Yeah, I'm just surprised. I'm actually surprised.
Kakaru, Gachikun, Pugera, Kawano, YHC Mochi, Mena, Leshar, NL. That's it. Damn. Yeah. And then so there's 8 premieres. There's gonna be 6 through the global leaderboard, and then the World Warrior circuit, and then the 1 winner from EWC. That's all the remaining spots left. Damn, that's super disappointing that top 2 at Evo Japan wasn't. But I mean, I guess it makes sense because then the other Evos would likely have that, right?
How come the rule says 8 players? Oh, 6. Never mind. Okay, there's Premier Champion. There's will be 8 players in the Premiers, so 8 champions only. So that means it's like, so 8 players. So that means there's no second place. So, but then they just get points instead.
Yeah.
Yeah. Super Region, there's 4 players, and then Regional Final Champion, they have 24, and then Street Fighter League, they got, obviously they're already qualified. Yeah, and then whoever wins EWC.
Damn, that's crazy. That is crazy. All right. Well, so there you go. There you have it. Ryukichi has not qualified. He's first place right now, though, 450 points.
He's basically qualified.
Yeah. So if he does at least another solid showing, then he'll be chilling.
Already. 5th place is in there.
So
yeah, 5th place is in.
Alrighty. Okay. Where's my book of the week? All right, champ. Since you're a chess lover like me, that was pretty cool chess book I have. This is my book of the week. 303 tricky chess puzzles. Right. It was a pretty good book. I like lunging this around when I'm traveling. They give you a bunch of chess puzzles, and they also give you like descriptions of what they would be, like mating nets, discovery checks, shit like that, right? It's just it's a bunch of really cool, unique puzzles just to expand your brain in the chess realm. And yeah, if you any chess lovers that are looking for something pretty cool and to bring around with you whenever you're not doing shit, I recommend it. It's pretty dope. Right?
Yes.
Cool. Now we go to our Q&As. Bum bum bum. All right. I like this question from Aliens. What advice would you give to players that are planning to go to their local for the first time? All right. So, if I were to go to a local, right, knowing what I know, and I'm just imparting some knowledge, the first thing I would do is find the TO. Okay? You find the TO, the person that's organizing the local, right?
Oh, okay.
Right? You find them and you introduce yourself, smile, whatever, right? And you just let them know, hey, it's my first time ever going to a local. And they're gonna be super excited, ecstatic. It might be a little stressed because they're running a bunch of games or whatever. But in the meantime, you could just ask them, hey, you mind just introducing me to somebody that might be able to, in the meantime, show me around or let me know how things go. And then they should be able to introduce you to somebody, because that person is probably going to be like swamped with a bunch of shit, having to run a bunch of brackets and registering people and whatnot. But they're going to be very appreciative of the fact that you took your time to go introduce yourself, and the fact that you understand that they're probably busy and you already have that kind of foresight. And then they'll be able to just kind of introduce you to the people around them. They might even just walk you around the venue and whatnot. All right.
Yeah.
And if the TO is an asshole and doesn't do that, you probably don't want to go to that fucking.
They would do that.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. But if they don't do that, don't go to that local. But yeah.
Yeah, so they 100% do that. Yeah, like I think like if you are gonna go to your local, I think like you should just go there as experience. Like, and also like say something to like the people that are there, like, hey man, it's my first time here, how's it going, introduce yourself, be friendly, because everybody's really gonna be friendly for the most part, right? Because like, damn, we have another person in our weekly now, so that's your region, basically. So I think it's great to network and make friends that shares the same passion as you. So I think that's like my advice. And also like when you go there, like your goal there is not to win, your goal there is to learn. Okay, so you have to like differentiate that. Your goal there is not to win, is really to learn. That's the goal. Always. Okay, like when you're playing casuals, the goal is not to win, but is to learn as well. So,
Word.
Yeah.
And ask questions. Somebody said like that's asking a lot for the TO. Well, guess what? That's their job. If you're a fucking TO, you're literally an organizer. You're supposed to be organizing. If you're not willing to do that, why are you a TO? Doesn't make any sense. You know what I'm saying? So that comes with the job. It's like expecting a nurse to just like, a nurse is surprised the patient has a bad attitude because they're sick or some shit. Like, yo, you're a fucking nurse. You should know the patient's sick. People are at their lowest when they go to the hospital. You shouldn't expect people to be fucking happy going to a hospital. That doesn't make sense, right? It comes with your job description. So if you're a TO, they're gonna be new people that don't know anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a part of your job description. If you want to be good at what you do, like you take it and you fucking take pride in your job, honestly. So 15 people, 20 people, doesn't matter. You do what you're supposed to be doing.
Oh, totally. Okay, let me see. Jay Harms is here. Okay, how much time would you spend with a new character before you bring them out in a tournament? Oh, this is like a pretty normal situation that happens to every pro, actually. Like, usually you bust out your new character or your whatever secondary, third character, fourth, whatever you're working on. You want to play them in a weekly or a lower tier tournament. Because even though, let's say you're very proficient with a character that you can play on rank on your sets online, but you don't have enough stage time with that stage time experience. So like you need to kind of get that like in a tournament setting too, So you want to play that in like a lower tier kind of like events as well. So you get enough stage time so you can now trust yourself making these tough decisions at the end of the game or end of round. So I think like the answer there when it comes to how much time, I think it depends on you. Once you feel more comfortable, right, with that character, or you got some success playing that character in your local or some other events, like, then that's the time that once you get that feel like, okay, I'm comfortable enough. You shouldn't wait for it to be so comfortable, because it would never be that way, because it's not your main. But at the same time, like when you feel that way, once you crack that first wall of that one, then I think that's the time. That's the amount of time. But it depends on obviously the player.
Word.
Yeah.
What major would you recommend for someone's first time? I'd say
brother.
anything that's reasonable within your budget, I suppose, right? Like Evo is pretty pricey, so like I don't know if I'd recommend Evo as a first major for most people, to be honest, because it's very intense. You would do that?
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
because it's the best one.
Evo's the best.
No, yes, because you have to say that's the actual Super Bowl of our community. That's it, really. You're not going there. You go there for the overall experience. You have to treat it like a vacation for somebody who's never been to.
I hate Vegas, so that's why I don't fucking care for Evo, to be honest.
Because we've gone to fucking 50 million of them.
So, but right? Yeah,
so I'm saying,
I agree.
I would recommend that for sure. But we're also saying like, okay, this is how much it will cost, right? You know?
Yeah, so Evo's a good idea. For me personally, I don't give a fuck about Vegas. I don't care for gambling or none of that shit, so I don't really care for it. I just like the bracket. But if I were to just take away the bracket experience, I also just don't care for Evo, to be honest. So I would much rather like go to a CEO, a combo breaker, something like that. That's just my preference. So it would be one of those three, but definitely CEO or combo breaker would be like.
Would it be the same price, for instance? Let's say somebody's coming from like not in USA, right? Somebody from like Asia or somebody from Europe, right? They're gonna go to like, let's say, a combo breaker or a CEO or going to Vegas, right? The cost there would really be very close.
That makes sense.
We're talking like maybe like a $300 difference, maybe if that, for the whole trip, right? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So like I'm saying, like if I were to recommend something, I think Evo would be best because you get to see or meet all the players that you've seen in, all the streams that you watch. Everybody will be there.
True.
For the most part.
That's true.
And then there's like a lot of activities there as well. Plus, there's a lot of games to do there too. You can play a lot of games and stuff. There's a lot of huge casuals and stuff. You can hang around, network and stuff. That's like one thing that I tell everybody that when you go to their very first tournament, go network, go make friends and stuff. Introduce yourself. You're from this. Trust me, like people will remember you. Oh yeah, dude, what's up, man? Yeah, last time I saw you was this. Like you're gonna have these like more small talks over for different players, and then you build that relationship.
Yeah.
More time.
That's true.
Yeah, so that's really important. Like, also participate to these fucking like community activities. Like you see people like, there's like auctions for like, like whatever character auction, or they're doing like there's like side betting, whatever the hell. Like, some side betting with like $10, $5. Participate in that one, dude. I promise you. Spend like $5, $10 in there, whatever, win, lose, or draw. Now you actually have now people like, oh yeah, I side with this guy. Now you have that connection in a sense.
That's true.
Like that's really important, like to have that thing.
That's true. That's valid. That is a valid point.
Oh dude, I sided with this guy. Dude, remember that last time, dude? How much did you win? Like then that was just like an actual conversation, So that's important, You spend like $5, $10 for that, dude. That's worth it. Yeah. But if you end up winning everything and cooking them, don't make friends with them. Don't even make eye contact because they hate you because you took all their money. Okay, so don't like be so good at side betting. Okay.
Thoughts on training mental stamina, preserving it during a long tournament, and using your mental energy efficiently during bracket?
I think cut off. It said thoughts on training mental stamina, preserving it during a long tournament, and using mental energy efficiently during bracket. I think we talked about that last week, right?
Yeah, this was a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
I mean, TLDR.
I think it depends on the level that you're in, though. I think you have to be like an actual like high level to think about the stamina that it takes about a long tournament run, right? For the most part, if you feel like you're not there yet, then you should be just thinking about playing your absolute best, that you could per match.
I agree, but champ, the thing is, especially with how pools are being run, they're being run a lot longer than in years past.
There's a lot of breaks as well, brother. Yes.
You know what I'm saying? But that's what I'm saying. Like, you could take a break if you take a break, right? But some people are still in that mode. They're still on edge and they're still stressed and they're not really relaxing.
That happens to everybody.
You
get iced. Yes.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Sure. Or the opposite. It's not that you get iced, but I'm saying like you sustain that focus and you burn out because you're just on edge waiting for your match. So like if if you have a long period of time between your matches, I do think you should like try to relax, right? Because if you're just sitting there thinking about what you're gonna do, you're gonna just fucking burn yourself out, right? But like Champ was saying, if you're not going deep in brackets, you don't really have to worry about that.
Stay one at a time, yeah, because you're gonna get a second win just for pure excitement. True. After you get far. If you feel like you overperformed that time, you know what I'm saying? So you're gonna get a new set of energy.
Anime shit.
So like, so you should just actually just try to do your best at that time, and also treat just think about every step in the tournament is just one match at a time in a sense, you know. That's like the best way to do it. And if there's like a long gap between your next match to the next one, watch videos, or be more engaged, like in a sense, like watch other people play and stuff. Yeah. Watch whoever you're gonna fight. Look at the bracket. Now imagine who you're gonna fight and stuff. You know, think how you're gonna play that stuff. You know, like be engaged. You know, in that moment. Like don't just like, okay, you know what? I'm not gonna play for like 45 minutes. Like, you know what? Let me go out there, have a few beers with Daigo real quick. Like, you know what I'm saying? It'll be different, right? Like, no, don't do that. You know what I mean? Look at your phone, look at the match, you know, and be cool that way.
I would think you were trolling with that Daigo comment, but after this weekend, anything's possible.
Anything you'd like to work on coming back from tournaments? Oh, I guess you work on things that, like a general, kind of like me and Zav were working on a few things that, you know, like we just talk about things that he felt that how he lost those things, right? So I think you work on things that how you felt you lost those games. Just remember them or record them, you know, record them.
I record all of my big matches. You got, I was so annoyed with the amount of people, Champ, bro, I would talk to that, like not pros, but they're, you know, like aspiring intermediate players. And they'd be like, oh, I lost to, you know, Japanese player, blah, blah, blah. I'd be like, oh, cool. Did you record it? No. I'm like, what?
So the best way to do this is like this, guys. If you guys like don't record it, right? I mean, mind you, that's kind of hard to say that you didn't record it because everybody has a cell phone. It's actually really hard, mind you. Like, but anyways, let's say you guys did it. Just remember exactly what hit you and how many times did that hit you. Did you get hit? Like, don't think about how the combo started to hit you, right? No, think about how did it happen? How did it lead to that situation?
Yeah.
Like, so like, did you jump and then now he anti-aired you, and now he drive rush and then fucking overhead your shit, and you fucking didn't block, right? You know, it's like you don't say like, okay, now I gotta block the fucking overhead better. Now, how about don't jump there so that situation doesn't happen, right? Or you walk in instead of jumping, right? You know, so it'd be like that. So what hit you more? If you're whiffing a lot, okay, I guess I shouldn't whiff more. Okay, so what should you do better? Okay, maybe throw more fireballs here, or maybe walk forward more, right? And not jump, right? Or maybe drive rush instead, right? You know, like that. So you just gotta gauge exactly and be honest with yourself. What do you think hit you the most, right? I try to remember every single time I get hit, to the best of my ability at least, and then try. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna be better there next time. You know, kind of like that. So at least from every tournament match, you are improving. You know, at least you're improving your like, knowledge-wise on what you could work on, right? And then now it's up to your practice to kind of push that to your hands. You know.
Let me add one thing to that before we go. You know how you were saying everybody has a cell phone? Bro, you don't even need a phone. If you have a micro USB that's like $5, right? You could just plug it into the PS5 and then the PS5s all record like the last 30 minutes, right? It's just like a standard feature. So you could literally just get your match and just put it on the USB. And somebody from my local taught me that. That shit is godlike.
Yeah. Does it not cost more lag?
I don't think so. I'm pretty sure it's just
yeah, I mean, whatever it could be, right? But just record your matches at least, you know?
Yeah.
That's important. That's important for sure.
Or just ask somebody behind, bro. There's always gonna, especially if you're playing Fchamp, there's guaranteed 15 motherfuckers watching him play. One of them will hold your phone. Guaranteed.
Just record your matches. It's important because, like, mind you, you're gonna remember how you lost as well, because that's gonna sting. Oh my god!
But it's not the same as watching it.
But yes, watching it again, how you lost, is the best.
100%.
Watch that again. Watch that again, brother. That's like the hardest part for a lot of players, by the way, to rewatch their losses. That's like a lot of people don't want to do that, by the way. Like a lot of people, I swear.
Yeah, because you know what it is. You know what it is, bro. I think people don't realize that you're not as good as you think you are, but you're not as bad as you think you are either.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And I think people are addicted to both of those illusions.
Yeah. like you know one of the best interviews that I've seen was like Angry Bird was being interviewed for the Evo stuff, right? But and he's saying like I don't care about if I lose. I don't care about losing. Okay, I want to just play my best that day, you know. I was like, damn, that's what's up. That's how it is, though. That's how it is. Shouldn't ever think about the results, right? Did you play your best that day, right?
Word.
You know, because you could play your best and still lose, by the way, guys.
Right.
Newsflash, that happens. So like, but so I'm saying like, so he doesn't care about the results of that, then, you know, and that dude is like obviously insane, right? Super accomplished in a sense. So like, so you shouldn't care about results there, right? And not let that affect you as much as, you know, but you should be frustrated if you lose, and that's fine, you should. But then after that, you just calm down and actually think about, damn, I could have played this way, you know, and actually find things that you could fix, right? Yeah.
Word. Beautiful. All right. And I believe that concludes that. Thank you as always, guys. I appreciate it. Go and follow Fchamp if you haven't already. I think you guys are crazy if you haven't done so. He contributes immense value to the scene, so please give him a follow, support him in any way, shape, or form that you can. Also, check out my channel, follow me on here, subscribe to my YouTube channel.